2 years. That's exactly how long I've been doing this. And honestly, most people would have given up after what, 6 months? They try, it's not what they expected, see something new, it's exciting, they jump over to that. Next thing you know, the thing that they set out to start on is long gone. But me, I've stuck with it. I've stayed with this whole process and made this a business that I love day in and day out. I'm going to talk about the struggles, the wins, the losses, and everything that I wish I knew from day one getting into this business. Real quick, if you're new here, I'm Dakota King. I run a transactional funding business. We specialize in assisting wholesalers and real estate investors by funding their EMD, double closings, and stack method structured deals. I've been in real estate since 2017. I have rental properties, I've house hacked, I hold a real estate license, and transactional funding was something that was new to me 2 years ago. But now I know the ins and the outs, and I want to share all of that with you. Now here's the truth. I knew what transactional funding was. Well, kind of. I've heard of it. I knew how you could use it, but really, I didn't know how to build a business around it. I didn't know how to fill out the contracts safely. I didn't know how to do lead generation, and I didn't know really anything besides how it could kind of help. The thing that changed all of that was joining a community. Once I found that community, it really accelerated my whole learning curve. And it wasn't just any community, it was a paid community. So I invested in it, my time, my money, and I was gonna get something out of it. The best part of all was, it wasn't the content that was in there. It wasn't the videos or the blogs that I read about that really exponentially, made my growth in this business. It was the relationships. And then most specifically, it was just 2 main partnerships that I was able to cultivate by joining this community. Most of the things that I'm going to talk about on this whole channel are directly associated with those 2 partnerships. And if I hadn't joined this community, there's no way that I would have been able to have access to these people or make these relationships come into, these fruitful partnerships. These things, you pay for the access. And that was something that I wish that I had learned early on, even in other real estate ventures, is just investing in yourself to get into the right rooms. Something I talk about a lot is being in the right rooms and how that will accelerate your growth. Sure, you can do things solo, you can grind for years, and yeah, there's people that have found their way and make a great business, but the mass majority of them have found partners and they've learned from people that have already been through it, shortening their learning curve. It just makes sense. So what do the numbers really look like? Well, in the first year, I did 1 deal. It wasn't life-changing. I made like $2,000 bucks, but it was enough to cover that membership fee that I had. And it was enough to give me the proof of concept to keep moving forward and, believe that this was gonna be something that I could really go after and make real money. Now, 2 years, we've funded over 36 deals, over 9 million of capital deployed. This year alone, we're only 6 months in, and we've funded 16 deals with just about 4 million in capital deployed. From a revenue standpoint, I think a lot of people set the bar early at that $10,000 per month, and that's something that we really strive for as well. Over the past year, we've been consistently hitting that mark. Sure, some months are down and some months are up, but overall, we're hitting that metric. Now, I want to be clear about something. When I say our team, I mean it. It's not just me doing these deals. We have capital partners, we have transaction coordinators, we have deal partners. All of these teammates are what are needed to really run this business. I think a lot of people think that this is a solo kind of business, and Yeah, you could probably do a deal here, a deal there by yourself. But if this is something that you really want to scale, you're going to need some people in your corner, and you're going to need them to help you take some of that load off. So for me, my team is the most important, and without them, we're not getting anywhere close to what we're trying to achieve. But here's what the numbers don't actually show you. Just last week, we had a double close lined up. Everything was set to close, but it didn't on closing day. The lender for the B2C ended up falling through, and the deal just collapsed. We thought that maybe we'd be able to revive it with an extension, but the sellers just weren't into it. Now, that's what happens. It's real estate. So not everything's gonna go as planned, and deals are gonna fall through. And that's just the nature of the business. The sooner that you can learn that, the better that you will be through all of your transactions, just knowing that most times there's gonna be a hiccup. But the big lesson here is that when the deal fell through, I wasn't upset. My main concern was to reach out to that wholesaler. This was her first deal, and she was putting so much weight on herself, thinking that she had done something wrong, when in reality, there was nothing that she could have done different. She had everything in place. She found the borrower. She found the buyer. She found the deal. The only thing that she didn't control was the lender on the B2C, and that was the thing that fell through. My thing was, I just want to make sure that she's okay and she doesn't get discouraged because she did a great job. And that's part of the business that nobody really talks about. All you see is the wins and the paychecks, but nobody's talking about the deals that fell through and how that might affect that person and being able to do repeat business with them. Now, on top of that, the hardest thing in this business is finding trustworthy, reliable borrowers. I've sent out thousands of cold outreach, thousands. And I don't think any of them have been like, one day you message them, the next day they have a deal lined up. These are relationships that you have to maintain 3 months, 6 months, a year. And the more touches that you have with them, the more following up, the more relationship building that you put in, that's where the deals are gonna start to come from. But sometimes it gets draining. The path that I'm building now is inbound leads, which is why I've started this YouTube channel. I want people to see my content and know who I am, feel that confidence, and be ready to submit me a deal when they have one. If I could go back to year one, give myself a little bit of advice, here's what I would say. 1, join that community. The sooner you find the community, the sooner you find your people, the quicker you can learn and grow and create those relationships from day one. Number 2, relationships are the business. Whether it's the partners that you're doing deals with or the borrowers that you're working with to fund their deals, all of it comes back to a strong foundational relationship that you guys can work together. Number 3 is lead gen. Just have to be patient and understand that it's gonna come, and you just have to put in the time, and over that time it will compound. And the other thing that I would tell myself is to start posting content earlier on in your journey and documenting, where you're coming from, the growth that you're seeing, and that way you just have a catalog of information and videos and stuff that you can go back to, and you can reflect on it, and you can also use it in content to come. And number 4, and the most important, is showing up consistently. Every day, come in, know what you're gonna do, chip away and just get better each and every day. Even if it's only a little bit, don't take too much time away and just focus on taking action. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're not gonna have all the answers, and that's okay. which is why you're in the community, where you can go back to people and you can lean on their expertise when you're unsure of something. Look, if you're a wholesaler or a creative finance investor and you have a deal that needs funding for EMD, double closings, or stack methods, that's exactly what we do. My team would love to help you out. If you have a deal right now, you can submit it to my website at transactfunds.com, and my team would be happy to take a look and see if we can do business together. If you're curious about how transactional funding works, I'm going to be making a lot more of these videos, so stay tuned. If you have any questions, send a comment below. I'll make sure you guys are subscribing so you guys can stay up to date with all my videos. See you on the next one.